$2 billion.
$2 billion.
The orange scandal, hundreds of millions of dollars. The gas plant scandal, $1.1 billion. The Pan Am Games, priceless. There are some things in life that money can't buy, but if you're a Liberal in Ontario, there's always the taxpayer. Minister, when are you going to stop making Ontario people pay for your scandals and your incompetence? Will you call the non-confidence motion, get a mandate from the people of Ontario before you misappropriate any more of taxpayers' money?
Before I go, I'm going to caution everyone that if we're going to dangerously go down a slippery slope of trying to say something indirectly that you can't say directly, I'll nail it right away. So let's be very cautious, please. No, I don't need any editorials. Deputy Premier.
Well, thank you, Speaker. The member opposite maybe wasn't around when his party was in power, so I think he needs to be reminded of some of the extraordinary legacy his party, when they were in power, left for the people of Ontario. Speaker, the attempt to privatize Ontario Hydro One led to a $19 billion.
I don't need armchair quarterbacks. The member from Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke is warned. Finish, please.
So, Speaker, just to the Hydro One attempt to privatize cost Ontario taxpayers, ratepayers, $19.5 billion. We all stand paying that off. Every time an Ontarian opens their hydro bill, they're paying for the follies of the PC party, Speaker. When they tried to privatize electricity prices rose 30% in just 30 weeks.
Answer.
The record is crystal clear. And to make it worse, Speaker, some of us remember that they hid from the people of this province a deficit.
Thank you. You seated, please. Supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker. And Minister, let me tell you the difference between what you're talking about and what we're talking about here. You've clearly lost the moral authority to govern in Ontario. Your government misappropriated $1.1 billion, and here's the key, for partisan political purposes. You treated the Ontario taxpayer like they were your own slush fund, like they were your own ATM machine. Just because the NDP is prepared to prop you up, and just because the NDP will support that kind of behavior, doesn't mean we will here. Just because the NDP is prepared to let you throw good money after bad at the Pan Am Games, they haven't learned their lesson. We have. We won't let it continue. Minister, you shouldn't be allowed to spend one more red cent in this province. Will you call the non-confidence motion? Let the Ontario taxpayer decide once and for all if they're going to support this corrupt government. You seated, please. You seated, please. The member from Cambridge will come to order. The member from Hamilton East Stony Creek will come to order. And if he goes in his seat, I'll say it again. Answer, please.
Speaker, you know, the testosterone here is a bit in overdrive, but let's try to reflect on the history of this province, Speaker. When the PCs were in power, they hid a deficit from the people of this province, a $5.6 billion deficit. Speaker, you talk about moral authority. They sold the 407 at a fire sale price. But more importantly for me, Speaker, under their watch, 1/3 of students dropped out of high school before they completed, Speaker. We had the longest surgical wait times in the country, Speaker. We've gone from the worst to the first, Speaker. When it comes to high school dropout rates, our kids are thriving, and people are coming from around the world to find out how Ontario transformed their education system in one short decade, Speaker.
Thank you.